Okay, on with the show. The history of Velleius Paterculus, Liber Prior, first book, the Prior book. Epus, distracted by a storm, separated from his leader, Nestor, he founded a place called Metapontum. It's a great start to a story. Tuca, not received or disowned by his father Telamon because of his slothfulness of not vindicating or avenging this injury to his brother, or you can tell the Uri part comes from the law, so something unlawful was done to him. He had been opposed to Cyprus. He pushed his ship probably to Cyprus, and he founded Salamis with the name of his fatherland, Patria. Pyrrhus, son of Achilles, occupied a place called Epirus, or Epirum, and this other dude here in Thesprotia, I guess he founded a place called this, so it's a bunch of foundings. But the king of kings, Agamemnon, rejected or pushed by a storm into the island of Crete, he statuted there 3 cities, 2 from names in his homeland, and he's from his former country, and 1 in memory of a victory. So the first 2 would be Mycenae and Tegea, and the victory one would be Pergamum. The same guy, Agamemnon, soon, by the Scelerai, by this wicked deed of the brother of his uncle, so his cousin Agathus, who was with some exercising of hatred towards him over some estate, an hereditary thing, and by the Facanor, we have Scelerai and Facanor, they're pretty similar, by the deed of his wife, was oppressed. So this same guy, by his cousin and his wife's crime, he was occiditor, he was killed. Agastheus, this brother of his, the son of his cousin, we'll call him, Potitor Regni, you see this is Potitor with the genitive like rerum, means he's obtained the kingdom for 7 years, so he ruled it. Then him and his mother, this guy here, Orestes, with his sister Electra as a Socia, she's the ally or companion of all of his plans. She's got the heart of a man, but she's a woman. So Orestes and his sister, they truncated or killed the killer of Agamemnon and his mother. This fact was comprobumed, which was proved by the gods, by the space of his life, or the length of his life, and with the felicity, the good luck that he had of his empire. This all appeared, so I guess he lived more than 7 years. Since he lived 90 years and he ruled 70. Quince etiam, usually means why even, or even so, or moreover. Okay, so the verb here is vindicate, so he avenged himself furthermore or moreover with his valor, his virtue, against the son of Achilles, who was also in the same case, Phileo and Pyrrhus. So he's vindicated himself against Pyrrhus, the son of Achilles, for there was some pact that he had where he'd get married to Hermes, the daughter of Menelaus and Helen or something here, because this guy had occupied. So he was promised to marry this girl, but this other guy's occupied the marriage. He's taken the marriage first. So at Delphi, he interfected him. He killed him at Delphi. 4. Through this time, somewhere, Lytus and Turnus, the brothers, when they were ruling together in Lydia, they were compelled by the sterility of their crops that they should take Lot's sort of time. Which of these would decede or leave the patria with part of the multitude of their inhabitants? So the 2 kings were going to part ways because there wasn't enough crop. The sores happened to this guy that he should discederate, he should leave. So he's perfected into Italy, both with place and his inhabitants, and he gave his name from himself, the names to the place and the inhabitants, and into perpetuity or something like that, in the noble sea. So he gave his name to a lot of places, basically. Post the interretum, he's dead and buried, Orestes, the sons of him, Penthilus and Tisamenus, they regniveranted. They ruled for a triennial period, 3 years. Then almost 80 annos, 80 years, post Troy was captured. Looks like 120 years from which Hercules had left the earth. Another word for desiderate means leaving, etc. means leave. Hercules has left to be one of the gods or go to heaven or wherever he's gone. So you've got two calendars here. One calendar's from Troy's capture and the other's from Hercules. Anyway, the progenies, the offspring of Pelops, that's who the hell was he? Is he mentioned up there? Anyway, which through all this time, having repulsed these Heracleidians, the descendants of Heracles, they've been repulsed. They obtained the power of the Peloponnese, and then again by these, in turn, another invasion, and their offspring were expelled. So people have come and gone, basically. The dukes, the leaders of this recuperating of the empire, forewarned, they were Temnus, some bloke with a C, some bloke with an A, of whom were the Abavus. So that's great-great-grandfather, must have been Hercules. Okay, and almost around the same time, Athens desisted to be under kings. The ultimate king, or last king quorum of these people, was Codrus, the filius of Menelaus, or whoever he is. He's a vir who can't be passed by, I guess, in the history. Okay, where's this tab? There it is. An Abavus, an ancestral forefather. Yeah, the Avis bit should sort of give that away. They have pro-Avises, etc. Here's your pro-Avis, is your great-grandfather or another remote ancestor, etc. Okay, now since they pressed the Atticans with a grave and serious Spartan war, Lacedaemonian war, and the Pythian priests responded that of the people whose dux was killed by the enemy, so the general who was killed by the enemy, they would be the future superior people. So having deposited his regal vest, I indurated the accusative, the clothing belonging to a shepherd-type person. He mixed himself into the camp of the enemy, and the industria, means on purpose, he incited a rixa, a brawl, and he was killed, and he wasn't recognised imprudenter. I guess that's meaning they didn't know who the hell they'd killed because he'd changed clothes. Codrus, with an eternal death, looks like actually, with death got an eternal glory. The Athenians followed it up with victory. For who could not admire or be amazed by he who sought his death with such arts, when life is accustomed to be sought out by the ignavious, the cowardly people. The Medon Filius, Medon was his son. He was the primus archon, the first archon that was at Athens. From him, that doesn't look right. Afterwards, amongst the Atticans, they were called, these archons, I guess, were called meta, whatever the hell that is. But those following him, the archons following him, as far as to this guy, Charapeum, while they lived, they usurped or used or kept this honour. The Peloponnesians, digressing or again leaving from the regions of the Attic regions, Megara they founded. Here's a little clause. It's a midway city between Corinth and Athens.